Hi, so nice to meet
Oh,
you.
got it. Sorry. Hi.
You look amazing.
Thank you. A little subtle makeup for the morning. I
I'm
woke up like this.
yeah, I bet you did. Woke up at what time to get like this?
5:30.
Oh boy. Oof. I thought I had to get up early to interview you guys. You guys had to be
No.
up early to be interviewed.
It's all good. It's all good. It's part of the package.
As a woman of a certain age, I'm excited to talk to you.
Oh, that's the
Yes.
same age
Yes, we
group
have things
I
to
am.
discuss. What's that? Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I don't want to assume anything. It's like assuming somebody who's gained a few pounds is
Pregnant.
pregnant.
I avoid that at all costs. Never,
Yeah.
never, never do I ask that question. I'm ready to go if you are. I've got a liner that I need to read for our sponsor,
Oh, of
and
course.
then I can bring you on.
Okay.
And three, two, one. This interview is sponsored by IM.Health, a shining star in the health movement across Canada. The IM.Health movement is a national movement aimed at empowering everyone to take the next step towards HIV testing, particularly our vulnerable and underserved communities. They're making it super easy as well by offering free HIV self test kits through their website. The goal to crank up awareness and encourage everyone to get tested. Testing is the only way to truly know your HIV status, and knowing your status opens the door to a world of support, care, and treatment, all accessible through their website. Let's also give a shout out to the incredible support behind this initiative from the MAP Center for Urban Health Solutions at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto. So, everyone, make your way to iam.health. It's really good work that they're doing. It's time to champion health and wellness for all and create a brighter, healthier future together. So Thursday on Canada's Drag Race, we sadly saw a double elimination with two queens leaving the main stage. Here, Kitty Kitty, this Miss Meow is a campy 70s showgirl who loves a variety show. It's the perfectly pleasant Kitten Kaboodle joining us now. You was robbed, Kitten.
Oh, I know, but
You feel the
that's
same way?
okay. What's that?
You feel the same way? You think you were robbed?
No, no. I was grateful for every moment I had on the show. So I don't feel like I was robbed at all. I think all the queens were amazing and they were lip sync assassins. So
Mm.
yeah,
You held your own, though, I thought.
thank you.
And I wanted to see more of you. I felt really proud of you because you did something that not a lot of people would do. You entered a contest that's typically got a much younger contestants as they do this year. And I believe you're 57.
I just turned 58, but
Look at you
yeah,
go.
50
Scorpio?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. Okay,
Yeah,
fire sign.
December baby.
All right. Well, happy birthday to you, belated.
Thank
So
you.
you turned 58 now. So that was such a great reminder to all of us that it's never too late to pursue what it is that your heart desires, and you went after it. And I applaud you for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I, I've kind of lived my life like when you have a fear or when something says no, you can't do that, then you need to fight that. That's an indication that you
To do
need
it,
to do,
to do it.
right?
Yeah.
Don't let your fears stop you. Don't let the little voice in your head that says you can't do it stop you. Fight against that. Like ignore it and do it. Follow your dream. Yeah.
What you did though was you also entered the fray of a number of queens who are generationally apart from you, and so that brings its own set of challenges. Whether it's just queer references, camp references, drag references, and or just the ways of communicating. I
Yeah.
wondered if you felt intimidated going into that situation.
Of course I did
Yeah.
because half the time they're talking and I'm like, this is a foreign language.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I try to keep up with things, but as well as I do, as somebody older, you've heard things so many and things change so quickly now. Like what what how we were speaking 2 years ago has changed this like totally different. But I kind of looked at them all like, and I quickly realized these are kids. These are kids finding their way. I mean, finding their way in life and finding their way in their drag world. And I applaud them, and I just kind of looked at them like that. And because I did, I kind of cared about all of them, and I was rooting for them too. Like, so
You were very gracious in every moment, I thought. I wonder if, because I think you deserve it, I wonder, did you feel you got the respect that you should have gotten, given the fact that as a drag queen, you would have paved the way for these queens in the doing of what you've done with your career over
well,
the number of decades you've done it?
um, I I truly believe that you know, respect is earned, and you can't walk into something expecting um, to be respected. It smacks of uh, oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Uh,
I hear what you're saying, though.
Privilege. No, it
Yeah,
smacks of privilege. I'm not going
and
to
some
walk in
entitlement.
somewhere and, oh, I'm privileged because I've been around. No, not at all. I mean, I think that people are people, and treat everybody with respect, with courteousness, and that's how I approached it. And I did not expect to be treated um, differently than anybody else.
Mm.
So, so I was quite happy with the way. But I have to say that the producers, the show, and the everybody who worked on the show were incredibly supportive, and they were just awesome. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's going to jump like in the workroom. I don't. I try not to. Butt into conversations and talk over people. So I
Yes.
would wait and wait and wait
Whereas
to be
they
able
are the
to
types to
interject
jump
and
in
wait
and
for a pause in the conversation. But in that situation, when everybody's like,
no
there is
hype.
no pause in a conversation.
No, no, no,
So
no.
yeah, so every once in a while, I think the director, she would like be like, let's give Kitten a little chance here to talk. So I
Breathing room.
appreciate that. Yeah.
What did this show do for you as a queen? Who were
Uh,
you when you started, and who were you when you left?
uh, I have to say, I have more pride in myself than, I mean, I've always been a proud person, but I think that just knowing I did this, and I survived it, it's incredibly stressful. Uh, so much more, like, you imagine it's stressful, and then you're
Can you
in the
tell us more about
situation.
that? Talk us more
Um,
about that.
this stress is real, and stress does things to your body. Like,
Hmm.
you don't even realize it, how it affects you physically. And I mean, there were points during, like, in behind the scenes, that I was like, I questioned, can I do this? Or and
Hmm.
so like those moments where we see in past seasons, and like when Isis Couture left, Canada versus, I
Hmm.
totally, like, it's incredibly difficult. So I have a lot of being on the show. I have a lot of empathy for people that have that are affected by stress, and I have a lot more compassion. So, because
Did
having experienced it myself.
did you doubt yourself at all along the way that you could
Oh,
do it?
it's a roller coaster. So there are. Did I doubt I could do it? No. Like I said, I'm like the kind of person where, if something says you can't do it, or if you have a fear, you need to face that and just get through it, and know that you can do that and get through it. And so I had to self-talk a lot like that.
Mm.
I had to, you can get through this, one foot in front of the other, just focus on the task at hand. That's what I kept saying to myself.
You also dispensed a little bit of wisdom here and there. How did that go over?
I think they really uh
You
I
can tell the truth. You can tell the truth, Kitty.
wow,
Meow. Now
from my
tell us.
rocker.
When I was your age,
I used to walk 3 miles in snowstorm. No.
to school.
Dispensing wisdom.
No,
I
you
don't know.
did though.
I to
You
be
often
honest,
had a little nugget.
when I was doing that, I didn't think I was doing that. But I guess just it's just something that happens when you become a little. You're just like, well,
Well, you can't
I
help
never
it.
thought I was doing that. So, but I'm and I have the girls. Some of the girls say, "Oh my God, I learned a lot from you." Blah blah blah. Really? Well, I think that's amazing,
Well,
and I
they
am
learned a lot from
so
you.
happy to share.
What did you learn about yourself?
Oh, I learned that uh, I learned that I could do it, but I also learned that I do have limitations. I learned that the most important thing to me is the people I estrange. And why would I learn this on the show? But I was away from my gym for weeks and weeks, right? With no contact. So it was very difficult. And I realized how important it is to keep your loved ones close.
Well,
Um,
because especially in your case, because he's the second half of you in a
Oh
sense,
yeah,
isn't he?
we do
He's
Kitten Kaboodle together, like
yeah,
always. We He is with me at every show. Um
the wind
and
beneath your wings.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes up with lots of fun ideas, and we really do. And I everything I do, I bounce off of him. He's yeah, he is my better half.
As a woman of a certain age, how did you feel when you heard some of the stories that came out? For example, I just talked to Amy Yonce Chanel and had her retell the story of what coming out to her family was like
Oh,
and the acceptance and stuff like that. Lots of that. Last night we heard about Venus and what she's faced with body image issues, even though she's a skinny girl, and we heard a lot about what it's like for them as queer people. And I wonder, given the vantage point you have as a person who's now 58, did you feel saddened that we're still facing some of what we still face? Did you feel like this was still in step with what where the movement's at? Like, how was it for you to listen to stories of what younger queers are going through as young
it,
queers?
I think that um but there were also really good stories. Like Nira's story was it was a positive one,
Hmm.
and I think that there I am I feel very hopeful and about our future and about the way things are going. I think that I mean we hit little speed bumps here and there, but I feel like it generally that and thanks to shows like Drag Race that have brought,
Yeah.
queer culture into the forefront of the mainstream and normalized it. Um, I feel like it's been such a great thing because more and more people are accepting, and it's not, especially with the younger generation. So it's not the boogeyman, or and it's not the monster in the closet, or so to speak.
Yeah.
We don't
Even
have to be the monster in the closet. And I think it's really fabulous. I mean, I know there are, I mean, you're always going to get it. I mean, especially with religion,
I was going to
like,
say, you feel that way even though drag
oh,
queens have spent the last year and a half, 2 years under attack by the right
oh, yes,
crazies.
yes. And yes. And yes, that is happening. And I think that's a political machination.
Hmm.
And that's being used. And I think, like I said, I think that's just a speed bump. And I don't think we're going to let that stop us. And no, we're going to be as vocal as ever and keep fighting for our rights. And the only way to do that is to be out there, be loud and proud,
Hmm.
and show them we're here. And we're not going to run away and hide in the closet anymore. So,
I, I think in one way, all of this stuff that's going on, attacks on drag queens, for example, are a reuniter of the community because we had the equality movement. We had AIDS hit us, devastate us. We had
Mm.
same-sex marriage as a movement. And then all of a sudden, we didn't have any movements anymore. And I noticed that the community sort of splintered and went in its sort of separate ways. And we didn't have anything to fight for. When you fight for, you're united as a community. And this is coming up now. And so for younger queers like your peers on Canada's Drag Race, they may never have had something to fight for. And fighting for something is a good thing, I think, as a queer person. It molds us and shapes
Mhm.
us in a positive way. And so I think that a lot of the stuff that's going on right now is going to be very healthy for us going
Oh, yeah.
ahead.
I think that also having a common cause, it
Yeah.
brings us together. Like
Yeah.
I feel at this moment, with such an online and social and everything, that there are a lot of like bickering among us, and I think that having a common cause will bring us closer together to fight.
Yeah.
Um,
So thanks, right wing fools. You've only made us stronger. What's ahead for Kitten Kaboodle?
well, I'm really excited. I just got myself an agent, and
Oh,
I
good.
feel
Well
very
done.
official. I'm very
Yes.
excited. It's just so sweet and nice, and I'm really excited to see what happens. And I would love to do more television. Um,
Put it out there.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, no, had such a great time doing it. The other thing is improv. Like I was like, I think I'm gonna take another improv course.
Mhm.
It was such a fun time doing all the improv parts of the
You're
show.
amazing at it. You've got the knack.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But I would love to get even more experience. So I want to lean a little more into comedy. I really enjoyed it. Um, and just become a little more experienced, get a little more experience under my belt. I have a dream to work with other older queens, like, from Drag Race in the US.
Yes.
And I would love to do that. So I'm
Aren't you the
open to all
oldest
those
queen that's
opportunities.
ever appeared on the franchise period paragraph? The
Yes.
end? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm the oldest.
There's a
Uh,
whole marketing shtick there for you. There's a whole range of opportunities with that, I think.
oh yeah, but I think that that's going to become. I think that more and more older people are you know real. I think we're realizing it used to be like, oh, you reach a certain age and you kind of retire and you kind of like fade into the background. But I don't think that's the way it is. Um it's like Jane Fonda and her phases of life. And I think she's in her fourth. She talks about it, and
Yes, she
I think
does.
that's amazing. Yeah, and uh, I was listening to her on the podcast with Julie Louis Dreyfus,
Yeah.
and that's such an amazing podcast. And yeah, I loved what she had to say about that. And there's different phases of your life, and there you don't have to stop and fade away. You can keep going, learn something new, a new career, and sky's the limit. It's so exciting.
I appreciate you so much. Like I said, I feel proud of you for going in and busting balls on that show, and as I said, reminding or teaching us that it's never too late, and the age is just a number, and you can do anything you set your mind to. And I thank you
Yes,
for
I
your
mean,
time today.
certain like little creaks and things, but
Oh, back when I was your age.
little aches
uh,
here and there. It's like, what? Where'd that come from? What
I'm
the?
going to stand up after this interview, and it's going to be crack, 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 crack,
Yeah, I know that's that's me in the morning.
crack. I wish
But
you
it's
joy
good.
and a great holiday. And thanks for doing
Thank,
everything you did on Canada's Drag Race this season. It was important and remarkable and great TV.
thank you so much, honey, and thank you for talking to me and having me on.
Absolutely.
It's a
All right.
pleasure.
Have a great
All
day.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
Amazing. It was really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Shaun.